Okay, we back. We are back. I'm not feeling how this isn't even done. It's fine. It's whatever. What's going on? We're just gonna go back to what we was doing. Get this message out. Welcome, darling. Welcome, darling. Welcome. What's going on, darling? Beautiful. What's going on with you, darling? This will be a quick message. Just wanted to see what spirit want to drop by. Oh, thoughts. Thoughts flew right on out. Hey, y'all. It's just going to be a quick message. You're just checking the vibes. It's kind of like if you had your own, set of cards. This is what we doing right now. This is that moment if you were to pick up your cards and be like, yo, what's popping? Hi, boo. So let's see what's popping. Okay. Reading is beautiful. Let's see what's spirit got. What's the message, baby? What's the message? What is the message? What is the message for the collective in here? First one out is poverty. It's a good card to have out first because it's something that has happened already, or even the sense of lack, or deceptive people. Everything's coming to the light now. It is Aries season. Mature man. So we have poverty, mature man. So now it's switching the story to a mature man, as it says here, who has really made it life for themselves. Like, they've gone through those trials and tribulations, and now they're sitting here on their throne. Now, notice that there's two lights in the back, but there's one that's dimmed. Okay? This could be that the masculine has awakened. I mean, it is masculine season, Aries season, ruled by Mars, the I am, right? So we go from this moment of when he was probably a child, didn't have much, but it was through those moments of, having just what they needed at that time to survive. It has been there, and it has allowed them to grow into this mature man who's full of light, who's full of wealth is one thing too, but this light that radiates from this masculine energy, it's one that they haven't even seen themselves. So it's like started from the bottom, now he here, 13, the wealthy man. So it's looking like some masculine energies just tapped in. Let's keep going. From nothing to everything. Traveling the world. Now that other light, they may be interested in, their counterpart, may have their eye on someone, but someone who knows their worth and, the path they have taken to get to this space, Great moment indeed, Empress. Yes, what's going on? Beautiful. Let's see what else we got here. Definitely the sense of newness as well. Ooh. Marriage. Wow. Okay. So the reading from YouTube and this one definitely go together. The one from YouTube was basically more about getting over that hump of you wanting to express the way you feel to people who you trust with their feelings, but then they didn't respond to you the way you thought your heart was going to receive the response that it was going to receive from this person or situation. And you had to undergo some type of healing process where you felt like you didn't have anyone that you can talk to. But in reality, during those times, the only one you needed to talk to was trust in yourself and the divine. You know what I mean? That's not a comfortable space to be in at all. At all. Because to realign, that means you are going through a lot of pain right now. Think about when people go to the chiropractor. They go to the chiropractor to get in alignment, obviously, because they're in pain. So before you step into that phase of alignment, okay, there has to be this realization of, yes, that was your life in the past. That's not what it is now. And if it is still going the way that it used to go in the past, then you need to ask yourself in that moment, what am I doing as far as how I handle my situations whenever I'm presented with an obstacle? Because the obstacle is really just that sign of where the change needs to come from, or where the change needs to come from, you know? And embrace those triggers, y'all. Embrace whatever triggers you. Embrace them, because that's the only way you're going to be able to change. You got to really look at those situations and be like, okay, why is this triggering me? For some of you, you could be meeting a masculine energy who is ready for this type of connection. Like everything that you have asked for, they have plus more. Because it's leading right into a marriage. I mean, despair, definitely someone who came from nothing to everything. Like, this is a self-made entrepreneur, masculine energy. So someone like this has the purest heart ever, that is just, no matter where they're at, everything grows around them because they're there. They're literally like the sun in human form. You could take that so many ways, right? You can take that so many ways. But let's see what else we got. We have poverty, mature man, marriage. This could also be a masculine energy looking back on his childhood, okay? Or looking back on his childhood and really taking that time to dig deep. A lot of people say that, yeah, I've done the work. But it's that one trigger that'll test to see if the work has been done. And it's not anything you need to explain to anybody, or anybody even has to explain to you. You know what that is. You know what that little bit of something that needs to shift within you, so you can see this bigger picture, even bigger than what it is. Because maybe the big picture that you see has expired. Because you've learned so much throughout this journey of going through like trials and tribulations, that now those trials and tribulations you already have, you've been there, done that. You know what I'm saying? Been there, done that. Hey, beautiful. Been there, done that. So going back to your childhood, it puts you in this one vulnerable space, okay? Excuse me. And that's actually an unfortunate space to be in if your childhood wasn't the best. You know, if you had a childhood where you were seeking that love from those who you felt were supposed to, you know, give you that love, because they're your family, they're this, they're that. Hey, love. But at the same time, it's like, once you start to evolve, you start to question yourself, like, wait a minute. If that wasn't my childhood, would I be who I am today? But that same space takes a lot of people to go from the lack of to now realizing, was it actually a lack of, or was this part of my life lesson? You know? Because if we look at things from the surface, a lot of the stuff that you go through is real easy to say it's not fair. But we always have to go back to, okay, the soul has a mission, which means the soul has been here way before I was even thought of in this physical aspect. Because wherever you were in another lifetime, everything is written, obviously. So you may have this, I may have been this person already put into this lot. Like, okay, if in this lifetime he or she doesn't do what she's supposed to do, this is who she's going to come back as in this time. You know, so when you're going through something, you kind of have to take it back to that too. I mean, I'm only speaking from experience, like a lot of things I've done, because or where I've grown from, I stopped looking at life from what people say it is. What about those things that have not been said or can't be explained in words? Really tapping into this feeling that you're thinking of something and the next minute you see that same exact image on TV or passing by on a car or something. Like, pay attention to all those signs and synchronicities, especially when you're feeling like, you're in this space of realignment. Because your best bet is always going to be nature itself. Because it has its own natural course, and we can't sit here and think we're going to change the course of nature. No. But we can change the course in terms of what we are physically doing and what we invite in and who we invite in. You know what I mean? Welcome back. So this person could have been through so much in the past where they had to fend for themselves at an age where you would think, okay, they're being taken care of by someone, and power to the universe for allowing like 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds to figure things out, especially if they're experiencing some type of unfairness when it comes to their caregiver. So now the mature man, the card that's coming up under it is bad health. So whoever this masculine energy is, or this could be the feminine, and her experience with her paternal figures in her life, where there has been this cycle of health issues that gets passed down. Now, the only thing that gets passed down is what you allow. So when they say certain things are genetic, it's only genetic because we're continuing that same cycle, right? So it looks like this mature man is done repeating that cycle, whether it's mind, body, or soul. They are here now to break these, what we will call generational curses, which gets passed down genetically, and it stops with the person or that being that decides, I'm changing this entire contract, this entire commitment aspect based on what I've learned, the course of nature, and just on both of those things and what you feel about them, how it makes you, the way it makes you think, the way it shifts your character. And if it does, what happens when that shift occurs? Like, you experience something and you notice that you have this way about yourself that you thought, you had it handled. And the only way to test that is by putting it through a situation that will cause you in the past to respond that way. But through your changes, it's like you have to be able to see above that. And, this all started from us just talking about, like, what do you do in a space that, let's say, like a child, 3-4-year-old, the whole contract has to change. Yes. There's just too many, even down to the way of thinking gets passed down because people are used to, communicate in a certain way. And like, I've even gotten to the point where I don't feel that couples are supposed to argue. That's just something that society has embedded within the minds of people, because to avoid that argument, you do what will actually help the situation, which is get deeper into what is really going on. It's not just this current moment that we're in or the person that you're talking to. What's really going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, even take it as far back as, were you breastfed? Because that in itself creates codependency if the child didn't have that bonded moment. You know, you can look at, the ways that they were raised thereafter, but start from there. Let's keep going. Welcome. Welcome, darling. Let's see what the other message is here. We have the main female, marriage, mature man, main female. It seems like this main female connects to this mature man because obviously they have similar stories or background stories. But she too could also be experiencing some changes here as far as something to everything, from nothing to everything. There's this deep sense of passion when it comes to this rebirth, though. Or some of you could also have a guide, a grandfather or a father who's really watching over your union and your children. Definitely. Whoever this masculine is really watching over a union. Let me get 3 more. What's going on, y'all, baby? Hey, loves. I feel like we're about to get so many different stories in here. Let me see. Because it's collective, so... Let me see what comes up under. Hola. We have courtship. Now this card came out in the YouTube reading. Both the masculine and feminine energies didn't have the examples when they came to love that they are shifting now. So it's harder to shift and change the contract, as we were stating before, because it's something that needs to be relearned, and it only becomes hard because of a lack of trust. Go for it. Change it. Okay, don't repeat the cycles of people from the past. You know what I'm saying? Hey, love. Don't repeat the cycles of your families. They're watching over you, and they actually are rooting y'all on to move it along, move forward, do what you got to do. You know what you got to do. You know what you want to do. You know how you want to feel. You know how you want to feel. That's not something you need to ask the universe or the divine. You know how you want to feel. Be honest with yourself. Okay? Let's see. Let's see what's going on here with this mature man and bad health scenario. Because we got bad health, marriage, and courtship along the same line. You may have had a hard time in matters of courtship, meeting people, dating people, not wanting to start the process over. But this is where pulling in the energies that you wish or want to be around is taking that thought out of your mind, like, I don't want to start over, because at the end of the day, you will be starting over if this is a new relationship, or if it's the rekindling of an old one. You are starting over. You know what I mean? And starting over, you don't want to carry things from the past. And so I just got the chills in my back. You don't want to carry the things from the past into the now. Even if this has something to do with career. It's Aries season, y'all. Like, we cracked into a new season, spring. I don't have the Angels and Ancestors card with me, but I'm seeing that rabbit card. Enjoy the spring card. See your seeds grow. To see your seeds grow means that you would have first obviously have to plant them. So that means you got to get the digging to make sure wherever you about to plant this seed is safe for you to plant here. You know what I'm saying? So, Let me get some more. What is this about, Spirit? What is this about? I feel I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's right here though, but I'm seeing this card though. As I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles, which is a lack of self-worth. And I feel like Spirit is saying y'all gotta remove this sense of lack that you're still carrying through this new season. We got message of concern, number 14. Mature man and a message of concern. A mature man and a message of concern. This even looks like someone dreaming of, kind of like foreshadowing, basically. They have like this clarity as to who their person is through a dream state, but they look older. Also, this message of concern that's coming from, because both the message of concern and the bad health, there's two feminine energies holding a note, a piece of paper. Give me a second. And it's bringing me back to that thought of when you end something and you want to start something new. That keeps playing over my mind right now. If you want to start something new, you gotta let go of the past. You gotta let go of the past. That's not easy for a lot of people to do, to let go of the past at all. But just know that has a lot to do with forgiveness. And y'all know we coming up close to this full moon in Libra. So full moon in Libra, completion results from forgiveness of those who you wanted to share your feelings with, but you weren't embraced the way you would embrace them. Hey, happy birthday. So let's see what the final message is. The pathway. The pathway. See? Everything that happened, obviously we say this a lot, happens for a reason, but that's literally what I'm seeing here. You have poverty, bad health, pathway. Some people, their test is, can you tell yourself, can you heal yourself? Can you heal your mind, body, and soul? Do you know that that's possible through meditation? You understand what I'm saying? Do you actually know how powerful you are to be a soul having a human experience? Because you can endure so much. Obviously, from this spread, there's a lot that can be endured from work, family, health, marriage, children. Everything's here. And the final card is the pathway. It's all these situations, everything you've learned from, relationships that didn't work out, the ones that worked out, because they're kind of interchangeable anyway. The ones that didn't work out lead you to the ones that do work out. And, people you've dealt with at work rather than handle, it shows you a lot about the space that you're in everywhere you go. That's why it's important to check yourself. Check your engine. You gotta do this check for yourself. You know, so you don't have people coming out here checking you. You believe in what they're telling you because you have yet to check yourself. So when somebody tells you something that you subconsciously disagree with, but in the open, you're taking it for what it is because you haven't done that work with self to get to know who self is and what self does not tolerate. Because we constantly put our energies into situations we know damn well. You know, at first we was just like, I know, but we still did it because, I don't know, something in the spirit moment told you this may not come around again. And if it don't, and if it do, okay, cool. Then it was supposed to be there. But, let's get one more where the pathway goes. Where is the pathway taking the collective? You're going to have to go through these obstacles. You're going to have to go through them. How can you tell what feels good without feeling the opposite? We live in that realm. That's all it is. It's duality, but we are part of an infinite source. Hey, beautiful. We are, part of an infinite source. So yes, we can live in this realm, but the soul can thrive in others. Now we got the main male. So we got the main female and the main male. This is interesting because the card right before this was the pathway. This looks like the masculine's journey. Poverty, from nothing to something, maturing, turning their light on by really aligning with their divine self, down to, reevaluating what they see as marriage and how they saw it, the way they saw it growing up. You know what I'm saying? And if there were any health issues, mind, body, or soul between the union, how those two people, the way those two people got to the bottom of it, if they did, and how did that affect them later on down the line, being on the observing end of what's going on around them. It takes a lot of self-work to grow, to heal, and some people are afraid of it because there are times that you want to express yourself, but this is why I'm always telling y'all, no one's here to understand you but you. I'm only here to help you to get to realize, like, yo, I can get to the bottom of this if I really want to. But to really want to means you got to trust yourself, okay? Have convictions in the words that you have, the communication you have with yourself. I'm staring out that way because I'm looking at a mountain. Looking at a mountain, actually. Let me get one more. Welcome, y'all. Let's get one more. What's after this? And mind you, this main male, now the two lights that are behind him are on versus the mature man. So it's kind of like there's this spirit guide that just turned their light on to assist in this moment. Whoa, okay. To shed the light on where the path is, that's going to bring you to transformation. And part of that process is showing you who is your cocoon, who's your support system. And that's shown to you through possible deception. You get to realize who the ones are by the ones who aren't. You know what I mean? What up, bro? You get to realize who are by those who aren't. So, yeah. At the bottom of the deck, we have the coffin. So there's a transformation happening, for sure. Endings bringing in new beginnings. And we have the wealthy man. So we have the main man, the wealthy man, and the mature man all in this story. The only females we have is the main female and the message of concern. So And they're like day and night, as a matter of fact. So I feel like there's a mask being pulled off where the truth is being said. Nothing but the truth. So help you all. Let me get some Lenormand cards here. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's happening. Let me see what the story is. And the moon right now is in Gemini. The moon in Gemini. I think and I feel are in the same space right now. The first card out, we have the Seven of Cups, which is the tree. Now, we can look at this as a family tree, and the Seven of Cups is illusions. Unlearning to relearn, to get back to this space of beauty inside and out. Seeing the fruits of your labor. But again, you're going to have to make some choices because there's so many ways that this can go. Where nothing is yet set in stone, right? Nothing is yet set in stone, but look who we have here. You have the clover and the sun. And the sun is pointed towards number 6, and we know number 6 to be past life. It could be another life or this life in the past. But this could also be your spirit guides coming to help you with this Ace of Pentacles, this new beginning, this new way of living, doing, feeling, reciprocity, harmony, partnerships and alliances. Everything is coming together. And I'm feeling this could have something to do now with the feminine's health. Because I have 2 and 31 here for both sets of cards. 2 would be the main female, 31 will be bad health. Now, this could be something that's passed down, right? And the way things get passed down is based on the foods you eat. I'm not a doctor, I just do research, and it's quite evident. You know, if you're mindful of what you're eating, you come out on the strong end of things when it comes to nature and its life cycles. Now, stepping out of fear and illusion is bringing forth the clarity as to where the path is to change all of this confusion. Make it clear, make it make sense, basically. And the clover, 4-leaf clover actually, is the 6 of Pentacles. Then we have the Ace of Swords coming out under the family tree. I'm calling it the family tree for whatever reason, because it seems like now there's some clarity as to like, okay, what are we doing here? Why hasn't this happened? Why are we still stuck? Okay, so what do we need to do? Let's do this with passion and poise. More so than anything, clarity. It's the clarity of what you want to do. And not so much what you want to do, is doing it. Getting it done. Getting what done? Releasing yourself from belief systems that no longer serve you or those around you. But first you have to tap in and know what isn't or is serving you. Because that's causing you to respond to people in a certain way. It's causing you to respond in a certain way. Loyalty, 10 of Cups came out. Okay. There's nothing but luck, expansion, and respect around here. Because the words of loyalty and respect get thrown around in ways that ain't even... That's not even what the person's claiming. So you tap into this sense of self-respect the moment you dig down in them childhood wounds. Those childhood wounds carry over to... You'll be surprised. You will be surprised. The smallest thing that you could even remember where you felt that this made a difference in your life. You didn't know it during your life cycle, but when it happened, yes. Once you start to clear that space up is when you have that moment where you recognize when it happened or what was the situation that caused you to be here where you're at now. That you know needs some shifting. You need to shift gears in this area. There goes the mask. Pulling the mask off. There it goes. Shining the light on your truth. What are you willing to do when it comes to creativity, romance, and things that you love to do? There's a lot you're going to have to risk in order for this new beginning to come in. Now, is it a risk or is it just... It's just time. Time is an illusion, but we live in the world of two sides and where time allows it to have a sense of direction. We only have time on this planet because of the moon, by the way. Hey, baby. So definitely putting the mask off is going to allow you to see clearer. Taking the rug off of these things that you just swept under the rug, thinking, you know what, that just happened then. It is what it is. That was then. It's that form of communication. If there's certain things you have to bring up and you need to have a conversation with someone that you know, it would help you to clear out whatever it is that's going on in your mind that causes you to go through these very low lows that you feel that you should be much higher from. If you go to somebody and they tell you, that was then, it's this whatever, address that on your own time. You may not be able to address it with that person, but address it on your own time. Like, what does that tell you now? Because that's their response to, even if you didn't have the conversation thoroughly, but at least it was initiated. You know, to even talk about these things that could be holding you back. Let's see what else we got here. And for some, it's looking like the main female. The bad health has a lot to do with loyalty. It's not even something like a physical ailment or anything like that. Bad health had a lot to do with what is loyalty and what is respect to you. You know? Whoa. These fell. Okay. So I had number 22, which is the Queen of Pentacles, come out. Choosing which side you're going to go on. Then we have the House with the King of Cups, King of Hearts, number 4. You may have not, you may be breaking free from this loyalty from a paternal figure. Then we have the owls, the birds, communication. But this is, see, once the light is shed on what is being covered is when this wise person comes along, or there's this communication that really makes you, okay, now we can really see what's going on. Now we can start digging and seeing what we can use to rebuild this foundation, because your core values are being, in a sense, washed and shined up, so that way when it's time to put these valuable pieces back into the home, one, the foundation that it's on is set, because now you know. Now you're deeply rooted when it comes to what it is that you want, because you know so much of what you don't want. Now, it doesn't take for you to, go through those hard lessons if you can strive through life, because the way that you perceive situations doesn't come across you the way you would somewhere. Once you start to have these moments of evolving, people, they're really not going to understand you, because you're going to be doing things that doesn't please the flesh. And from the outside looking in, it's much worse, because these people are like, well, are you really just gonna let? Yeah, because there's a higher power, there's a higher source that got all this on lock. That's something I don't want no parts with. Not on that receiving end when it's like an unfair situation. So let's get some tarot cards to dig this up some more. My phone is about to die, so I'll pull a few cards here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Anchor, the Nine of Swords, and look what's under the Anchor is the Man. Telling you, there's a major shift in masculines and feminine energies. People just need to decide, what is it that you want? Okay? If you are fine by yourself, beautiful, but just know we're in a world of co-creating with the universe. Okay? We are here to bring fruit onto this land. Extra fruit that it already has, but let's see. There's so many stories in this. We have the Six of Swords coming out first. Okay? Allowing the universe to move you, to move your mind, to take you to a space, of unconditional, supreme unconditional love, beyond contentment, and going through those cycles. Been watched over this whole time. You see that? Do you see that eye? Glancing at that cup, glancing at your cup, like, we gonna make sure you're protected through all of these cycles and moving you forward through each and every one of them. Okay? Then we have, through each and every one of them, the World card. Coming full circle. Completion comes with reward. Completion results forgiveness. Eight of Wands. Things start moving quicker now. Let's clarify this outcome. There go that Five of Pentacles. Spirit wants you to take power over the things that you want. Let's see. Clarify this energy. Yeah, a lot of you are completing a cycle of allowing the universe to move you and fill your cup up, especially in those moments where you're really being tested, where you can easily go back to who you used to be. Look at that, the Lovers card, making a wise decision. Making a wise decision, bringing in wise counterparts or conduits of communication, other people. Look at that. Wow. Okay. To make a decision to walk away from what no longer serves you, especially when it comes to these deep, intense emotions, these feelings that you have from the lessons that you learn about the way you see things, about your belief, and now completing the cycle for sure. To see the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune with the World card is definitely showing, okay, you made the decision now to walk away from those things that no longer serve you, and you're choosing to trust the divine. And for that, I am proud of y'all. whenever you watch this. I don't know if I'm saving this if it doesn't cut me off by the time I finish, but this right here, this is all we've been saying right now. Go deep. Y'all gonna have to go deep, real deep, to get to the top of this. Don't be afraid, you know? And if you find yourself having to have this communication with someone outside of you, and they are, you know, not wanting to have this conversation, then let it be. Now you go back into yourself and ask yourself, okay, make sure that the way you came across wasn't in a combative way, and just talk to this person. Do what you can to talk to this person. If they don't want to talk, put that down in your noted book. Okay, got it. Because people have a problem with thinking that somebody's going to wait for you. No. Okay? Because if you want to be in a situation, you want to be with this person, then why wouldn't you do the things to bring you closer to this person? And if there's something that's bothering you, like a childhood wound, talk about it so that way this person knows. It's not looking for understanding, no, but it's more in the sense of, all right, this is who you are. Do you know who you are? Do you understand yourself? Because a clear sign of you understanding yourself is being around me. Because you chose to invite my energy in your space too. So I may come back through, but that was just a message for now. You'll see the notifications if I do come back up, but go over to YouTube and check that reading out. All right? Love y'all.